And within, I don't know, a year and a half, we had the Nashville Wu-Tang Clan.
Nothing wrong with saying you live in Nashville, bro. You ain't gotta say you gotta go to LA to live and make yourself feel cooler. You ain't gotta go to Atlanta and make yourself feel cool like there's stuff going on. Just drive your head. That's a 4-hour drive. It's a 30-minute flight. If you want to go down there, kick it, boom, 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 tell them what's going on in your city, and bring them up here.
Yeah.
Then show them, like, be hospitable. Bring them people you meet outside the city, bring here. Some crisis said, man, a long time ago, that shit stuck me to the day I die. I say it every interview I do. You can't always put on for this. You can't put on for your city if you're always in your city.
My partner told me, man, there's 3 kind of people in the world.
Welcome back to the Rob and Savage podcast. I got some real influential young men right here sitting with me, man. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Slab, and what's your name again, bro?
I'm Aaron Dethridge.
Aaron Dethridge, man. Proud of y'all to be on the show, man.
I appreciate you. Slab, players coach, Slab, part owner of Tribe, everything, productions, artists, community, whatever you want. I do stuff.
That's good, man. We had a nice talk off air about just the old Nashville.
Old Nashville. That's what Cash really was.
Really, for real. But look, man, let's dive into it, man. So let's tell the audience, man, about yourself, man.
Sure. I mean, so Slab and I run 6-1 Tribe. It's a local hip hop collective.
Okay.
I am kind of more the technical side. I'm the studio engineer. I do some production work, but we also work with like a whole fleet of producers. But I back in 2019, I had the kind of like idea to start trying to bring the Nashville hip hop scene together into like singular place. So it's easier to kind of like find the Nashville hip hop scene. Like if you found this group, you would find, dozens of artists and producers, and you could kind of have like a way to uncover what was happening.
Okay.
And I met Slab shortly after that, kind of pitched the idea to him, and he was working on something similar, and had already talked to a bunch of artists and kind of like started that process of bringing people together. And I had the space and the resources to offer something if like we could get the group. I had a place to bring them at the studio, and we just kind of been building it ever since.
Yeah, I mean, the original project was going to be a tornado relief after the tornado.
Okay.
And then a week later, COVID hit.
Man.
So that kind of shut some stuff down, but y'all know it's always a blessing in the sky for certain things. And that's kind of what that was. It shut us down, but once we was able to open back up and people feel safe, the vision was bigger of what we wanted to do, and we just started moving and inviting people and trying dynamics out with people and stuff like that. We recorded our first set of songs October 2021.
Okay.
And
y'all fresh with it.
Yeah, like I've been here my whole life. I'm from Nashville, so I've been in the industry for like a long time.
That's one thing I wanted to also, I didn't mean to cut you off, that's what I wanted to tap into, because I want to really learn some more, because you mentioned about how you seen the hip hop culture here. I was gonna ask about was y'all ever involved in the Nashville Hot Chicken Festival, all that stuff they had with the rap?
I mean, I know the people who was involved.
Okay.
I knew the people who was involved. I mean, I've been here. I mean, I started my solo stuff around 2014.
Okay.
And dropped a project, dropped a song that still gets played around Nashville and all that type of stuff. And I'd been in Vibe magazine. I had done like go on the road, get outside the city, try to bring people in and stuff like that. And I was part of a group and stuff like in the past, so I've always wanted to spread and like let's do this together, move on and move out together type thing as far as a group dynamic and stuff like that. And around 2020, I did a project like you were talking about with my boy Vibe. He's working Vibe now. He's forgot what Daytwan doing, but named Daytwan Thomas. He's produced for like award shows now and all that type of stuff, but he used to be the editor for Vibe magazine.
Okay.
And we put a project together called 10 Toes Down. It featured everybody I could try to think of at that point, from Petty to Mike Floss to Chuck Indigo, Brian Brown, Dave McBride. These my people, and they trusted me with that. Tim Gent was on there, like everybody was on there, and they trusted me with that vision. But because it's COVID time, you can't get in the studio together at this point, so they just send me records and stuff like that. And it's like I said, same time, it just kind of meshed well together. And one day we was just outside, really just smoking and kicking it, and we was like, we might as well just start this for real now. Like we got the pieces, got the resources. I think if we get a proof of concept for this, people will gravitate toward it, and that's really what happened.
Okay, I mean, it looks like a lot of things start getting in line with you.
Yeah.
But let's get on the core. Where you originally from? Because it seemed like you was able to galvanize all the people in the city. Okay,
Born in Delaware.
Okay.
And then moved, then Inglewood.
Okay.
Inglewood. I went to Pearl, so I used to take the bus
Now,
from
how
the
that
east. My mama not from Nashville.
Okay.
So when she saw that Pearl was getting it, she wouldn't let. She said, "You can't go to Stratford." She told me this. You would not go to Stratford.
I can see that.
You ain't going to Maplewood.
Okay. I
So
can see that.
so she was like, you can't go to both. But all of my friends from the neighborhood, that's where they go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she saw school, you know, the lottery and all that type of stuff happen. And she saw East Lit, you know what I mean? And then she saw about Pearl. And I was like, I heard East Lit has summer reading. I'm like, I ain't going to East Lit. I just went to summer readings.
I got
And then, but Pearl had a business management program at the time. It was
Okay.
called Pearl Comprehensive Business Management High School.
Okay.
So they had accounting classes and stuff like that. She was more of like a businesswoman in the sense of like
Okay.
that shit, stuff like that. So that's where I went.
I wish she would have threw one more school in there. I ain't gonna
Where'd you go?
I mean, tell you with the Pearls. You know who your most hated rival?
I know you go to
McGatty.
Where you go?
Come on, that White's Creek.
You go
Come
to
on,
Creek.
man.
I don't even mention the Creek.
Oh,
I don't even mention the
man.
Creek. We just cooked y'all last season. I don't even want to mention the Creek.
Now, this was
Now we're talking. That's all can. That's all can.
That's all can, for sure.
But I went to there. So yeah, she went. That's how I ended up at Pearl.
Okay.
Because and then I went there the summer before school started. Started playing. You know, Coach Fitzgerald was there. Coach Fitzgerald was there.
Oh, yeah.
So like just football, Pearl. I mean that's. But yeah, I've been in. I just know people.
Okay.
I mean, like we talking about Cam, I did stuff when I was 16. I was outside at an early age. I mean, single mama, 2 jobs. She can't watch me 24/7
Correct.
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I've seen and lived in a eclectic life. And because she's also an educated woman and she put me in certain programs, I learned I did things a little different than like just sit during the summer times in school. I didn't just sit in the hood, neighborhood. You know what I mean? She put me in programs. I learned how to talk to people, and I learned how to do stuff a little earlier. So that's one of my biggest blessings. I had a mom that cared about me.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That like prepared me. Now I know this now. You know what I mean? When I was young, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go. We'll go.
Right.
This probably we doing it.
Right.
I'm trying to go be on Chase Street. I'm trying to go over here. I'm trying to goddamn. Boy, they doing something at the
outside.
center. They at the center.
Right.
And but it was a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Because it prepared me for these moments of and I went through some real traumatic stuff early in life that just prepared me to persevere through stuff.
I got you.
So as long as I'm breathing, bro, we all right.
That's good.
We'll figure out a way.
That's good, man. I asked you that, man, because you threw out, I know Mike Floss. You threw out some names there, man, that for them to trust you with anything that they got going on, meaning that they seem to take care of things.
I would hope so. You know what I mean? I would hope so that most people that get in tune with me realize it's deeper than rap for me.
Okay.
It's always been about people and helping and doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? Once I found like I could not help people how they want to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's an innate thing. Even when I try to be selfish, even when I try like, man, I ain't on for none of y'all niggas, bro. I ain't trying to rock with y'all, right? It don't. I can't even hold it in like that. You know what I mean? So I don't even like. So I'm always going. If I got a resource, if I got something, like my little bro Rio, I knew he was in that space and not want to do rap. I'm like, bro, come over here, just come over here.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna segue to this. Where did the love for music come from then? Nashville. We in the music city, and of course you being from East, there's a lot of heavy hitters, especially at that time. That can influence you.
Therapy. It wasn't. It's not so much that it's. I'm big in competition, so I love competition.
Okay.
So rap is competitive to me at the core of it, competitive.
Correct.
So I like competing. I like, you know what I mean, and healthy competition, like iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel type thing. But therapy, bro, like I was alone a lot. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a lot. My sister's way older than me.
Okay.
My mom worked 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Not too many, role models, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, so I was alone, you know what I mean? That was my therapy, you know what I mean? I had some real dark moments early in my life, you know what I mean? So they helped me get through, like, these were my guidance, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I'm on the old school music, so I love soul music. And, you know,
Right, we same on that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, rapping was more like it's a therapeutic for you to be heard in a sense, or
And
just get some
escape,
things out.
both.
Okay.
Be heard, get escape, and then once I started getting older and understanding the purpose of life and stuff like that, it was a voice for the people who couldn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
There's dudes who just work 9 to 5 and grind out and be daddies, fathers, uncles, and they don't have no voice for them. You know what I mean? From your confidence of being able to talk your shit a little bit,
Right.
all the way to spilling about when you want to kill yourself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay that you gotta get those thoughts out, or they combust. You know what I mean? And then I'm a personal, I know that because I've tried to do it.
Correct.
Yeah, I've tried to end my life early. I've tried to do it, so I know when you don't get it out and you can suffer in silence. You don't like know what's going on.
Right.
You smile every day. What's going on, bro?
I'm glad you even saying that, man, because I'm glad. Are you spiritual?
Spiritual, yes.
So the reason I say that, man, it's gonna be people in the audience who's gonna hear this video, this interview, and gonna be basically like, man, I always want to find an outlet for me to express myself, and I think that the older generation don't really understand that the youth, we still including the youth.
Yeah.
That's how we express ourselves. Like, we might be, telling what we're going through. Any kind of dramatic thing might happen from childhood could still be reaching on you from here.
Different fights.
That's
why they don't get it. It's different fights. You know what I mean? They
right.
fight was of equality. You got to work hard.
That's right.
And you got to just grind it out because, especially men.
Oh yeah.
You're a man. You got to grind it out. You got a family to take care of. Those dreams that you had, push them down. Don't worry about none of that. We got to go get some money on. We got to feed the family.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's in me innately. So I still have that. Like, I take care of people. But it's something I always heard old heads say, man, I gave everything to my kids. I gave everything to my family. And I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe you should have gave 10% to yourself.
Yeah.
Give it 100%. Give 100% to everybody else. Leave you, and you burn it on both ends.
Burn it out.
You ain't. There's nothing. And then you ain't got nothing to give. And then that's when you see when the man combust and he blow up on everybody. He snap because he gave everything to everybody. Dude be dying at 52.
Yeah.
51 because of heart failure.
Heart failure.
Because of stress, anxiety, a panic attack, whatever it is. Because he's trying to carry all this right here. And you got to be able to give yourself like, let's know this here. I had to go still do stuff. Man, one day I was looking at my phone, I looked at my account, I said, hey, I'm booking a trip to LA. Man. You gotta give yourself something. Like, no kids, I don't want my homeboys to come through. I ain't looking like have company like that for real. I just want to go to the beach, vibe out, maybe go see my god sister while she out there, and something like that. Real light. I just need about 4 days, and I'm back, and I'm cool.
That's real.
And then I can take on another 8 months. I can grind for 8-9 months now, and I'm cool now. I just need that reset.
A lot of times we need that. No, we need that reset. The old heads don't, man. My dad, he got an older dad. He's 73. He'll be 74 this year.
My mama older.
Okay.
Yeah, she had me like.
Oh yeah. So it's like, but all that, what you mentioned about that burden on his shoulders, he never spent time with himself until now. He's retired now. But all that just
she do stuff for herself now.
Now.
You know what I mean?
But that here, you already, what I'm saying? So it's like
that second half, the same things you wanted to do ain't the same. It ain't the same velocity. Ain't the same rate of pace of how you used to want to move. Mentally, it might be sharp.
Sharp. Their generation had that outlet, and they don't really understand us either. But they don't have that outlet to really express like what was really holding in. So
I tell my mom all the time, like my mom before she had me, like got into business and she's working T-Dot and all this stuff. So she like.
Oh heck, she was.
She was getting to it.
Stuff,
she was getting to it. I was like, what did you want to go to school? Like, what did you originally like? You feel want to do? She said, I want to do fashion. But her daddy wouldn't let her go to a certain school. Wouldn't go all the way to LA because that's his baby girl.
Yeah.
She had all boy, one girl. Like you ain't going nowhere. I need to be able to drive till you get to you, something happen and stuff like that. And that derailed her dream because if I can't get no support, then I guess I don't go. I think we had that generation say, man, fuck all that support.
Right.
I'm gone.
Right.
I love you. I love your mama. I really do.
It's crazy.
If I gotta go. I gotta go.
My sister did that. Out of three, I got three siblings, 3 boys, 1 girl. My sister the only one who went to the Navy, and my dad was like, what? He was, he's a vet himself.
But he don't want a baby girl. He don't want a girl. Because he know come along with it.
Right. But she ended up going out there. You know what I'm saying? She met her husband while she was stationed in South Carolina. She been living in Denver ever since, so she doing good for herself. But that first initial, like he could derail that. He's like, no, I ain't want you to do that. Just go to TSU or something, and it could have been a whole different, situation.
Yeah, and that's what I think the blessing I got from my mom. Like when I went to state,
I did too.
and then I dropped out.
Okay.
Because it just the school format wasn't for me. I love to learn. I love like get knowledge and stuff like that, but just the antiquated way of learning just didn't work for me. And I realized, okay, you need to find a skill, you need to find something else to do this, you know what I mean? But I never had a plan B but do this.
I've noticed, bro, when it comes to, especially even rappers, when it comes to school, that is something that I think a lot of rappers battle because y'all very analytic and y'all seeing things out there. And sometimes, you see it so structured like that, like this ain't for me, man. Like not saying y'all feel like y'all smarter than what's going on.
No, not that. No. It's just and just the economic structure of it. Like cost $100K.
Yeah.
To go get a degree, and then you start researching a little stuff. You go outside the states, you look how much school costs in Canada. That makes sense. You see what happened in Europe in schools, and they school how much it costs to go there. It don't cost 100 bands to go get an extra piece of knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or go get a trade because that might only cost you $5,000 for a loan.
Right.
To go apply for that little trade school you need and stuff like that. You're gonna make that back in a year and a half. You're gonna work on cars, cut hair, cosmetology, whatever. You learn, work with your hands. But they set us up for that though. They made college feel like the all be all.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? But I do think, but also I think everything's not for everybody. I don't think college is bad. You dig what I'm saying? I just think everything's not for everybody. Like if he don't go to college, I don't meet him. This don't even happen. If he don't go to Belmont, we don't even meet each other.
Go to college, outside of my football background, the way I talk, I don't even think I'd be in front of a camera because I had to learn to speak better. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of my best classes. When I did go to school, that was one of my favorite classes.
Yeah.
That was my favorite class of public speaking.
Yeah, public speaking. Like, you went to Pearl, I went to White Creek. Like, I was terrified to get in front of class and talk. But when I went to TSU, and then they kind of they throw you out there.
Yeah.
It changed the game. I didn't become a rapper.
Yeah.
In a sense, I could never just get the rhymes together. But being in front of a crowd of people, I got over that quick, man. I get that to you.
Yeah, it's a mix of all the time my mom put me in certain programs. She's like I'm the only nigga we're going to top teams in America. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't know none of these folks. They know how to wear their suits right. They know how to tie ties. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They say, you can tell a dude who know wear a suit versus a dude who got a business meeting versus a dude going to court. I'm going to court probably. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And because of me not being comfortable with myself, and you still feel like you got to prove certain things and be from the block. You got to be a certain way. I didn't grasp certain things I need to grasp until 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Just certain things I didn't grasp of how to regulate my emotions on certain things and certain things like that till 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? On everything. Like, you know what I mean? Of course you learn certain things, get older, but
nah, bro, I'm with you on that.
yeah, like I didn't understand how to do that until my late 20s. You know what I mean? For real. And that's why I say timing is everything. Like, cause you may know everybody. Like I've been knowing people. I've been had resources. I've been knowing Capo for years. I've been knowing Los who do Cashville ETC for years. I know Terrence got the PSV store for years. We from out east. I know all these people. That version of me that knew them, I couldn't do nothing with it though.
I tell Candace this in our casual conversation about this me is different from 6 years ago me. You know what I mean? Just on how you look at the world. So I get it, man. It's growth. But segueing back into your field, man. So you realize music is something that you really want to get in. What was that first step towards that career though? Like, did you link up with Lito, or did you link up with anybody in the city that had a big name, or just like start from the ground on up with it?
It was just me at first. Like, it was just me figuring out. At first, I didn't even want to rap.
Okay.
Like, I could rap. Like, I started writing. I was writing poetry at 8 years old. I wrote my first rap when I was 14, 15. I performed at talent shows at Pearl rapping. Like, people in Pearl knew I could rap and all that type of stuff. But I didn't really start taking rap for real till like 21, 22. I was finna manage a couple of my partners with the TSU. Okay. It's like, oh, man, y'all, you from Memphis, y'all got the flavor, we can got and I know people, we can, and stuff like that. But then everybody like, bro, you itching. I could think my partner like, bro, just get in the booth. I can tell, like, you know what I mean. You want to get in there, you know what I mean? Because I always thought I didn't have the marketability to be a rapper. Like I'm too, all the other shit don't impress me. I don't care. You know what I mean? I might not go get my car washed for 2 months. I don't care, bro. Like I don't have that type of mentality all the way. You know what I mean? So I never thought that I would be and another thing was probably because my weight. I only saw one famous big fat rapper growing up. At the time, it was Biggie and Ross. It was Biggie and Ross. All I knew. You know what I mean?
Fat Joe and them, but they
far from my flavor and what I like. You know what I mean? Like it's cool and smooth and all that type shit too. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, Jock fuck with Joe, but Joe rob everybody. You know what I mean? I wasn't that type of nigga. You know what I mean? At least back at those moments. You know what I mean? I've done some things I ain't proud of, but those moments, But so I was more didn't think I had a place in it. I could write. I know I could rap, you know, I could put words together, and I studied rap too. Like I really went back and studied Kumo D, and I studied EMP and D, and I studied old rap from KRS-One to. I really wanted to learn like my career, like football. You know who Walter Payton is. You know who Eric Dickinson is. You know who whatever position you is. You know the greats of what you do is. Right. I wanted to make sure I knew how they control that crowd, how they do that, and when I finally started doing it, I dropped a project. I dropped a couple mixtapes, like little small little mixtapes, stuff like that, on that Piff and stuff like that. But then I dropped a project called Man Before Rapper. Had my little girl in the cover. She was like 2 or some stuff like that and stuff like that. And that was like the first thing that put me like, oh, no, bruh can really rap. He can really make records, like, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. At a record, hey, they did really well in the city and stuff like that, you know, during like, you know, the holiday seasons. Like, they got the special DJ. Shout out my boy DJ Chill. He would play it on the radio for me and all those type of things. So, those were the moments. Okay, and then we had a group called Fly Learning, me, Real Tokyo, and my partner Bucci Ray Ray, and we had got signed to an independent label. Started to kind of see, and I started to realize, oh, I don't know shit. I don't know how contracts work.
This when you got signed.
I don't know how. Cause we just excited with young niggas from the block. We was in the projects the day before. We was in South 8 the day before. Like, you know what I mean? Just posted chilling. So I don't know nothing about this shit going on. You know what I mean? But because people kind of looked at me to be the person who kind of knew he go on, you know what I mean? Because I could speak a little well, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But I don't know what contracts mean. I don't know what percentages mean. I don't know what PRO 200% on this mean. Like, I don't know what none of that stuff mean. So for me, it was a eye opener. I didn't own my name for like 2 years. Like the name G Slab, I didn't own that name for like a couple of years until like the contract dissolved and all that type of stuff.
All this is in the contract.
We ain't no lawyer. I ain't call nobody. You feel me? I don't know a lawyer. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know no entertainment lawyer. I don't know who to call. I can't afford one if I call one. You know what I mean? So it don't even matter. Now sign it. Hope you know what you're doing a little bit. It's black people, so you hoping that niggas will take care of you a little bit and stuff like that. And you start realizing real fast that this the bottom line in the business trumps what you feel like that imaginary people fuck with you type feel. You know what I mean? Like, nah, when we recorded the album, it's free. If you want to record your little mixtape on the side or whatever like that, y'all signed as a group. You ain't signed as a solo act. So you want to do it, you still come to the studio. Then we got charged for that though. You know, y'all want to do a little mixtape outside the album? This ain't for that. You know what I mean? So I learned these things real fast, and the fine print do mean something. You know what I mean? So once I got out of that, I was.
How long was y'all in the contract?
3 years. I was 21. And then 24. That's when I finally got a contract. I dropped Man for Rapper. Social like 20.
Did y'all really get to monetize yourself out of that, or? Nah.
But it was a learning experience. I don't hate nobody who was a part of it. I got one of my dearest friends that my partner really helped with, my boy Reggie Blair, who really rocked with me, and he still supports. So I don't fault nobody. I didn't know. You know what I mean? I think a lot of, especially young niggas, we get mad when we don't know. You know what I mean? Then we lash out on people because we didn't know, but you didn't ask. You didn't go through the proper channels to figure something out. You know what I mean? So I can't be mad and understand. I'm a hustler. I understand the game.
Game is a game. I mean, like I said, some I like it's a word I've heard. It's a saying that I've heard that I like a lot, man. Use me, just don't abuse me.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's just a learning situation for y'all.
I mean, we all use on somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I needed a studio, a place to go. We needed a foundation. He needed artists. He needed like a community because he's not from here at all.
Right.
Like, we all need each other. I mean, he does things better on certain meetings than I do better. You know what I mean? Certain things, negotiations, whatever it is. We all need each other. As long as, like I said, as long as you don't abuse the fact.
Right.
And as long as you don't, I'm big on don't expect nothing.
So did you meet bro after that? You got out of the contract, or was it a little bit later on down the road?
I didn't meet Aaron until 2019, 20. Yeah, 2019.
And how did that happen?
I had actually met another guy in Tribe first, Corduroy Clemens, J-Dot, and he just told me he knew some people, that he wanted to invite some people out to the session because he could tell I was trying to grow this thing. And I mean, I was just cold calling people on social media. I wasn't plugged into the scene at all.
Okay.
I found Slab through his East Side 3 Times music video on YouTube. And I mean, I saw it and I just had a running list of my dream roster of artists that I wanted to reach out to. Namir Blade was on that. A lot of the people that Slab talked about having on that Ten Toes project he did. And when I kind of like talked to Corduroy about that, he's like, well, let me bring Slab out here. And Slab and I think Rio came to a session.
It's just the after the first. I would just be at first.
Yeah. You did that like EP early on.
Mm-hmm.
So Corduroy brought Slab out. We did that. We did a little short 4-track EP with Slab and Negro Justice, the Resplendent EP.
Yeah.
And that was kind of just like the foundation of it. That's when we really started talking about trying to figure this out and do it. And we just spent a couple of months. That was still like prime lockdown where like people weren't really coming around.
Doing COVID, y'all really.
Yeah, I mean,
real sporadically, but yes, we was like, I was like, hey.
I always tell people, man, COVID was, it was a gift and a curse, man.
It really it slowed us down enough that I don't think this would have happened if COVID hadn't happened.
Right.
We would have made a record earlier, but it probably would have just been that record.
Right.
Because our mentality at the studio was, like I went out the day after the tornado and I saw all of the people in Nashville that were like flocking to the east side over by like 5 Points and like the Basement East and all those like major places that got hit, and they were getting all the news, all the attention, all the like, kind-hearted people that were coming out were flocking there to help. But I was like, that's not the only part of town that got hit. So my girlfriend and I drove up to North Nashville where Mario Dion was organizing a like food and resource drive.
I was
the
out
YMCA
there.
up
We
there.
was picking up chopping up the woods of the fallen trees.
Yeah, we were because I had to go to about 23rd because my partner's like house got messed up. You know what I mean? So I was over there with AB and a couple of those people like we took some stuff and we were helping them move stuff around up in the North Nashville kind of tornado relief place. And I realized that like that East Nashville group had all of these outsiders that were coming to help the community, and the North Nashville group felt like it was the community having to help themselves. Yes.
Right.
And so for us, I went back to the studio after that day and I was like, I want to do something to try and help rebuild the city after this tornado, but like I really want to focus on the part of town that's not getting all the attention. Like I don't want to do a fundraiser for Basement East. Like Basement East is going to get rebuilt if I do something or not. But
Correct.
It did. You can't even tell. But yeah, so the mentality was like, all right, if we are trying to help more of like the residential, particularly like North Nashville, why don't we work with like artists from that area and try and do something to kind of like help that part of the community. And that's where the idea came from of like, what if we do this hip hop fundraiser record that, introduces all these artists in Nashville to the hip hop scene through this channel of like giving back to the community. And I, like Slab said, no later than like a week after we had kind of put the wheels in motion to start doing that, COVID hit and everything just got shut down. So if COVID hadn't hit, we would have made that record. We would have done, you know, a cool little 10-track fundraiser, put some money back into the community, and felt good about it.
Right.
But because of COVID slowing everything down, we got to really like
Lock in.
figure out what this
Yeah.
was and figure out the commonality between what we were trying to accomplish.
Right.
So that come October 2021, when people starting to get vaccinated, people are starting to feel more comfortable leaving the house and spending time together again. We had shifted the idea to like, you know, what if this isn't just like an album? What if this is like a whole movement of like, how big can we make this? And between October and April, we recorded 30 songs or something like that. We in April we realized we had 16 consistent artists coming out every time we were getting together, and a lot of others that were interested. And we're like, we gotta define what this is going to be.
It's already close
because every time we're like, well, let's see if we can get more people out here. They come, and like if we keep inviting people, we're eventually going to just like it's going to get too big. And so
Wu-Tang,
yeah.
I mean, we been in that now at this point, but that was one of the foundations though.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
great. It really big. I see the name Tribe. Did it kind of come from that?
Well, I was watching the Hip Hop Evolution documentary on Netflix, and I watched the episode about Wu-Tang in 2019. And that's what kind of gave me the idea when I was like, oh, these weren't like, this was an intentional effort to bring people together. I mean, a lot of the guys in Wu-Tang weren't friends. Like, you know, there was animosity. There were people that had like tried to kill each other.
Right.
But they're like, look, we have to unite in order to prove what we're doing is important.
Right.
And
that's what also I got from State Property. I thought State Property knew each other like prior to that, and then like it came out. No, someone just met each other at the radio station that day. When they did like they little famous radio station freestyle, they just from Philly.
Yeah.
And like the only way we're gonna get Philly on the map is if we come together. There's no possible way. They're not coming. They're gonna bypass us every time and go to New York. They're gonna go to these other cities and stuff like New Jersey, whatever like that. We're going to have to formulate something.
Yeah.
That this is what it looks like.
Well, you know what's name kind of did the same thing. G-Unit.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Dungeon Family,
of it
like that's
all
the
over.
whole thing.
I've been forgetting if Future's part of that.
Yeah, if you
me. But the day I watched that episode was also the day that the Dreamville Revenge of the Dreamers 3 record dropped. And back in 2019, I literally just started walking around and telling people I want to start the Nashville Wu-Tang Clan. I just started telling people that, and I was like, I don't know who's going to be in it, but I know that like this path would help the cause. I was trying to figure out something that I could do that was audio only. I didn't want to have to put together a whole team of video people. I just wanted like, what can I do to progress the genre? And I was like, well, I mean, I'm going to start a Wu-Tang. I just literally started walking around telling people that and asking people if they wanted to be involved. And within, I don't know, a year and a half, we had the Nashville Wu-Tang Clan.
I'm glad that y'all even had the foresight to do that. You know, you watch the documentaries, you've seen what could be done here, because we have a lot of talent here.
It's crazy.
And we got and we got the best studios in the nation. Really outside of LA, New York, here, really us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that make their records here.
Here.
You know?
They leave LA
I was
to
like,
come here. Leave New York to come here.
I was listening to the radio on the way in. Lana Del Rey was just here making a record. You know? And I mean, she can work anywhere. She works in LA, but like she was in Muscle Shoals in Nashville for her last record because she wanted to like get in touch with the roots of like the stuff that we do. And I mean, the studio we work out of is incredible. You know, I mean, we have artists come in from out of town that are several tiers ahead of where we are that are still just like the resource that you guys have, and like this space is incredible.
I think that an interview like this is going to start galvanizing people to come back and really look at this is work together, man. Like Nashville's been too separate for long, especially when it comes to the rap scene. Everybody has
and we all know each other.
All know each other.
So that's why I laugh at it. Like y'all know each other.
Know everybody.
Y'all look cousins, somebody homeboy since y'all been knowing each other since knee high to a grasshopper. But you know,
I think that we
circumstances.
We could have had our own 360 at some point. Like you got.
I mean, my goal, like when he said he was trying to start like Nashville's Wu-Tang when we first started, mine was to have a version of Cash Money.
Yeah.
Like where you could have a full umbrella of whatever. You got solo artists, You got the hot boys, you got the big timers, you got the girls over here doing, like, it don't matter what, but this is the umbrella. And then you can push anything under this umbrella if you want. If you just want to have Wayne and twerk it up, they're gonna do it.
And what's so crazy, he even brought up Cash Money. I make these Savage stores in my posts, and a lot of people know it's off subject, but it's the same subject. If it wasn't for Nashville, Cash Money wouldn't have had the imagery that they had.
Oh, them Hummers.
The Hummers and the
The Hummers and Jaguar, that was in Nashville.
Yeah, my boy T. That was his car. So it's like Jimmy and them. So like that's
Even old Pimp C and all that. That was my partner Bizzo Daddy and them whips and some of them old them Bentleys and all that type of stuff. Like we been like that when it comes.
He made a whole song about a guy from here.
Yeah, I know the man who did that. My partner Daddy.
Yeah.
And we been like that. Like you said, we with Nashville has been culture. We didn't have the foundation of business savvy people.
Yes.
To push the culture out. So we were talking about the Atlanta thing, and about the '90s and stuff like that. When New Jack Swing was like being in Atlanta, that's Dallas Austin coming down and having a mind like, okay, y'all got some shit here. Y'all just don't know how to get it formulated, molded, and put it out to the masses to the right and to the best degree. You do know what I'm saying? They already had you got the gumbo right there.
And speaking of Dallas, he just grabbed TSU.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think we always have that base or whatever. It's just it's and it was with anything. It's egos. It's resources. It's a bigger picture understanding.
Right.
To where you don't have to be the main one. As long as you're on the boat, you're gonna get to the destination. Sooner or later, you're gonna steer the wheel. You may not steer right now. But something that Shannon Sanders told, like difference between
shout out to Shannon Sanders.
Shout out to Shannon for real. It was my timing. Your turn. You can be your turn, and you be up to bat. And you can strike out. It was your turn, but but you might have to circle back around. Then you come out, bow, home run, because that's your time to hit the home run.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, even to give a good light, even in the podcast world, me and Ken has been in this for 6 months, bro, and going on 7. And I will say, so far, between all the other, it's been love.
Yeah.
That community right now is what I want the rap community to be.
Y'all saw the summit. I saw y'all did the summit. They did the summit with some people and stuff like that. And I'm like, they did the summit. I'm like, that was hard.
I'm gonna share how much love is being spread, even in that aspect. Me and Candace, we did not write in and none of this. But when we got our name aligned with the SEA awards, we didn't know. I just happened to go in there, checking, seeing something else on there. I went to the podcast. Our name was on there, up there with Joe Budden and all that. I'm like, what? So it's showing that somebody else out here is also seeing what we're doing.
They're paying attention.
But it's all love across the whole park. I shout out to anybody's platform, but I want the rap scene to get that same thing. And I think, and y'all making the whole tribe, it's gonna happen.
I mean, it's because I said earlier, rap is competitive.
Yeah.
So I think people gotta understand that we're not competing against each other.
Yeah.
You competing against attention. So you're really just trying to put the best product. You're competing against to have the best product, period. Because I'm not competing against directly. I'm not competing directly against the Benny Butcher album. I'm competing against the Benny Butcher album, the new TV show, the Griselda show that just dropped.
I just watched
the new what's the movie you just went and saw?
The Book of Clarence.
The Book of Clarence movie dropped. Okay. I'm competing against people's attention. The new app,
YouTube,
TikTok, the Instagram thing, the Nicki and Megan beef. You competing against attention. Period. So you got to learn how to make your thing interesting enough to where it just cut through to where they can pay attention to you a little bit. I'm not competing against you. I don't have to say nothing to you specifically or try to go with you specifically. I'm just gonna put out the best verse, the best hooks, bridges, instrumentation, beats, whatever it is that I can formulate from my version of what I think is the best and put it out.
There's some knowledge that need to hear that, man. Like,
it's competition. It's always competition. I ain't mad at that part.
I always want to tell you that too, Ken. It's like, yeah, well, that's what we competing against the attention. Like, that's why I'm glad that we added other things with the podcast on the platform. I mean, about like the Savage stores or just anything funny, because you still want to get people to galvanize around what you got going. Then you hit them upside the head with your product.
With your main product, yeah.
Most definitely, man. Look, man, I got this thing we do here on this Robert Savage podcast. I asked a thing called Savage Questions. I got 3 of them.
I know how this thing go.
So I gotta see what y'all think on this, man. So the first Savage question: who's the best rap artist to ever come out of Nashville? And y'all both can answer this too. You can feel free to say yourself too, but even outside of yourself, so who do y'all say?
I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna say Dylan. I'm gonna say myself off the muscle. But my personal opinion, beside myself, Petty. Besides me, if I feel like I'm just like taking myself out of the conversation myself, my dog Petty.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Slab too. I almost said this earlier, but like he does a lot on the business side of what we do in terms of coordinating and really kind of like we were joking yesterday. I'm like, I'm the engineer, but really I'm the artist. I'm 100% creative minded. I am not an organized person. And Slab does a lot to run the business, but in my opinion is one of the best rappers in the city. And I mean Petty too. I just like his catalog, both of their catalogs just have what I would consider, citywide classics. But I also, it's crazy. The thing I love so much about the Nashville hip hop scene is that there isn't just one Nashville sound. Slab and Petty represent what I consider to be my favorite part of like the Nashville hip hop sound. But there are guys like Brian Brown, Daisha, what's the guy's name? Hard Liquor Shoddy. There are people that do something.
My boy, I know Joe Johnson.
People that do something entirely different that still feels just as much a part of the Nashville hip hop scene. It's just not the lane of hip hop that I gravitate to the most. And I think, I think everybody that I just mentioned is amazing at what they do. I don't think there are. I would have a harder time naming the bad rappers in Nashville than the good rappers. Personally, I just like I have a lot of respect for everybody, but personally, I think Slab and Petty are the best too.
Yeah, I mean, my for me is right now because I'm big on like my top 5 or whatever, like in the city that changes like by the season because I might just be listening to Chuck Indigo for a whole month straight. You know what I mean? And then Trap just drops some. I might be listening to Trap Mandel for a whole month straight. I'm in the gym just going crazy. You know what I mean? I might then Petty. I might go tap in with some old Petty or the new Perk version just dropped on the Trip thing. You know what I mean?
The Starlito,
the
Fraternity.
Lido just dropped. Yeah, Lido product he just dropped is crazy. You know what I mean? I think we have so much talent that you couldn't grab a handful and it'd be enough. You know what I mean? So I think that's the hard thing too. Because that's where the ego, we talk about the thing, because there's a lot of talent here. And everybody in their mind, but I always tell you, you're not fighting, you're fighting for attention. And in Nashville specifically, you're fighting against country music. You ain't fighting against each other. They don't even want you to be here. So you're not fighting against, I'm fighting against, that's why we say, son, man, we're gonna do it too. We're gonna do that. We're gonna take that bus, go downtown. We say we're gonna take all go downtown, take the bus, and just get the loudspeaker with the big speakers and just perform right there in front of Honky Tonk. You know what I mean? To the police say something. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
I'm gonna segue to my second question with that. Who's an artist in the city, male or female, that you love to collaborate with?
I hate to say I can call anybody. I can call them. Like I can call them. Like you feel like Penny on my new album. You know what I mean? Like if I want to call Sweets, I can call Sweet. That's my dog. I can call Sweet Poison. All the girls that's on the Street Full of Ladies mixtape. If I need to call somebody and set it up, I can call. If I can't call on the regular, I can go. Hey, Rihanna, I need so and so info. Can you link me up? That's my girl too. You know what I mean? So I've had the luxury over my tenure. You know what I mean? Being able to say I can call probably anybody I want to work with because somebody I know has a relationship with them and will vouch for what I'm doing. So like if I need to call Book, I can make a couple calls. Can I afford them? That's a different part. You know what I'm saying? That's a different. Will he do it free? I don't know. Will I? But can I get it? Yeah, I can get it.
Always speaking forward, man. And before I ask this third, the reason I say speaking forward.
Who would you want to work with in the city?
Oh yeah, I'm just.
I mean.
Or you?
I got an answer, but I outside of this, I work in like the normal, like the traditional Nashville music industry. I do a lot of work on Music Row and like downtown. I've gotten to meet Jelly Roll several times in the last few years, and I wasn't a huge fan of Jelly Roll as a rapper when I first heard him. You know, I didn't like grow up listening to Jelly Roll or anything, but seeing his rise to success and the way that he still gives back to the community so much, I would love a like post-success Jelly Roll to come back and do some work with the local hip hop scene, because I know he still loves it.
I'm pretty sure you will.
You were talking about resources and just like how people don't understand like how music is therapy. You know, he sold out the Bridgestone Arena and donated all the money back to the correctional facility that he was in to start music programs there, because he's like, if people just knew that they could funnel all this through creativity, it would heal a lot of people. And he's like, that's my story. That's why I'm still here, is because I found music and it got me out of the trouble that kept me in the correctional facility when I was a kid.
Right.
And I just like, I see his heart and I see the way that like his struggles really like line up with a lot of the guys in the group. And I just think that it would mean a lot to the culture for somebody. I think one of the biggest things is that so many people that do make it out of the Nashville kind of bubble don't do a lot. They leave, like, you know,
They leave, yes.
Buck left and he didn't like bring a lot of Nashville with him when he left. And like Jelly Roll is successful now and he's doing a good job of trying to like keep his people out on the road with him. Like he'll bring Yellow Wolf and like some of the other guys.
I mean, Jelly does it really well. I mean, our my boy Cushy. I mean, we had Cushy on the road.
Yeah.
Like Cushy was opening up for Jelly Roll. You know what I mean? For him, hey, chill, you my DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he keeps the core of what his foundation.
Yeah.
Even the other homeboys that do like the country style music he does now, they was rapping too.
Yeah.
They used to rap. Struggle and all, like they used to rap. And now they this the play we on now.
Struggles. I'm trying to think of.
This what we doing now.
That's why I said push it forward, man, because like I had ran across band play.
That's my boy.
Right at a TSU celebrity basketball game, and then I just reached out to Candace. I said, man, you know, what's up? Find out they first cousin. Next thing you know, we interviewed.
Yeah.
So it's all about speaking it forward.
I know. Yeah, I be getting to call him band player a lot. I be calling him KG.
I was name.
You know what I mean? That's my boy, man. You know what I mean? It's one of my biggest beat songs I did, called a song called Embarrassment, featuring Petty. Him and Mike Young produced. Like that's my I've been in here since when he was out in Columbia. I just go out the way to go to these TV type. That's my like. So when you add like who can I feel like I can with anybody. You know what I mean? Just because of the I never backdoor nobody. I never talk crazy about nobody. I never hated on nobody. It wasn't my time. Cool. I keep going till my time comes.
That's cool. No smut on your name. So
no smut on my name. I pride myself in that part of it a lot. You know what I mean? Like I can move how I want to move because I ain't never tried to play tough. I ain't never be extra with nobody. You know what I mean? I'm just a grown man that man respect, but that's about it.
That's real.
And everything else is like let's go smoke one, go kick it. Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Man, look, my last savage question. It's gonna be a killer though. Hey, you went to Pearl.
I did.
Sorry to hear that, but I'm over.
We champions, don't be sorry for us. Don't be sorry for us. We champions, baby. Don't be sorry for y'all getting cooked like y'all. I mean, we put y'all on rotisserie chicken.
We did.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, man. It was 4 songs that came out back in the day. Which one was your favorite? East be ballin', South be ballin', West be ballin', or North be ballin'?
I know you had me a question.
Man, you went to Pearl now.
I don't care.
So
they know I'm from out east. They knew I was out east. I was the only about 5 dudes from out east in Pearl. They knew I was from out east.
Yeah, okay,
Shout out to you with me.
Okay.
My partner nickname was Inglewood.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Greymar.
Greymar. His name was Greymar. You know what I mean?
Satch Grove.
Satch, Mason. I know. Come on. I'm from out east, man. I'm from
I pull your shame
EASFNT.
because all them boys, I always joke with Satch. He's supposed to be White Street with me. Greymar, you went to Greymar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, look, I went to Jared Bass and Greymar. I went to Jared Bass and Greymar. Huh?
When it first opened up?
Yeah, I went to the one on the hill.
Yeah, on the hill.
Yeah, on the hill. Yeah.
Man, so what the? So I had now. You still have to give me a question.
I said I'm from EAS fucking T, man. You know which one? You know. Shout out to Vac too, cause look, me and Vac, I tell Vac all the time. I said me, that was around that time with treacherous, look for real, being Navy too.
Yeah.
Your song got me gamed. I tell you, Vac got me gamed for the first time.
One of my best friends, my former teammate at TSU, I had him on the podcast earlier. I'm gonna say a verse. You know what I'm talking about? Riley walks off because it's.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna. Yeah, I know the whole verse.
So Riley, how he
Yeah.
part of the whole thing, man. He's a sports trainer now, killing it. And I joke with him all the time about that, man. But I had to ask you, man. He said, "I know you in the prayer. You make the
Nah, ain't no bad about that when it come from out east. I love out north. I got a lot of game and a lot of out north helped me a lot though.
Okay.
Out north was big in my upbringing. I didn't understand it. I got older, I realized, because you're a kid, you know what I mean? 'Cause I lived out east.
Right.
I'm just going to Pearl. I lived out east my whole life. You know what I mean? I just go to Pearl. So, but I understood, man, like being out north and out west, you know what I mean? Them areas, man, that really helped define me too. That I wouldn't have probably went out my comfort zone.
Correct.
You know what I mean? If I didn't go to these places. One of my best friends is from West Nashville, my boy Slab. One of my best friends is from out west. You know what I mean? Mother of my child is from out west.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Some of my close friend Rio from out north on 23rd, 27th, Scoville. Like I was really out north a lot too. So I got love out north. I'm from out east. Like it's tatted on me multiple times. You know what I mean? I got out east and I got Inglewood and Delaware on me. Like I got I just love where I'm from. You know what I mean? And I got cash on my arm. You know what I mean? So I've always, that's one thing I think what's happening for us now is we putting pride back in Nashville. Like I think pride was lost when you think about cities like Detroit, Memphis, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, LA. These places are just like your place. They just got pride in where they from. You can't go crazy going to Detroit, talking crazy about Detroit. You can't go to Memphis and say fuck Memphis. You can't go to LA and say if LA, it just don't work that way. We allow people to come and criticize and how we live and don't say nothing.
Well, before I end it, I will say that's going back to at one point we didn't think it was cool. I remember when I was young, my older siblings, frame used to say that they friends just lie, say they from a different place, even though they're from here. Yeah. Now I will say we have group past that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
But at that point, I think Nashville wasn't cool to say.
No, because you think about. I remember my partner came to Nashville, where they was from Detroit. I got a couple partners from like Chicago, LA. They literally said, "Bro, I thought I was gonna see tumbleweed."
Yeah.
I literally thought I was gonna see horses,
saloon doors,
like literally they thought they were gonna see saloon doors and country bunking type stuff going around.
My first 2 years, like I said, I went to JUCO in Arizona. My first 2 years, I was literally trying to talk to the females out there. They was asking me, I heard y'all kissing cousins and y'all walking around with y'all with barefoot with no shoes on. They really thought that. They back in 2007.
Yeah, it's 2008 I'm talking about. What?
They thought that.
They really thought that. You know what I mean? So I think we're changing the dynamic. Everybody, not just Tribe, but everybody who's in Nashville right now. Now we the cool kids now. Okay. Now you want to come to Nashville. You want to come holler at the Tribe. You know what I mean? We doing great out here.
I will say we had to give a shout out. Buck started it.
He did. I never take away what Buck did. So.
Oh yeah, he
I never do that.
He put a different flavor where they seen it was actually blacks here.
Yes. And actual culture here, you see Pete like he in certain place on the video, shout out south, out north, and he letting you know like it's actual us here. And we've been here.
Right.
It's just the marketing of how to show how we is that flourished because one thing that's social media now. You can't lie and just say you can't just make it seem like ain't nothing going on when everybody on social media telling you come to Nashville. They talking about it on your podcast. They talking about it on Joe Budden podcast. They talking about it on the big platform now. Nashville might be a place we need to invest some money in. Might be a place we need to go.
Bro, nobody knows that I had a conversation with Wack 100 in Vegas. Also, I just happened to meet him in the hotel lobby, and when he got around to me saying who I was, where I was from, he said, "Man, bro, I need to holler at you, man. I heard about some real estate." He knew about it that.
Yeah.
And he out there in LA.
It's money on here. I tell you about, you from Nashville, if you can get into the right spaces and stuff like that, it's so much money for you to flourish here, and you don't have to leave. You can really make some real money in Nashville. You do not have to leave. You want to because you just spread your wings and then be like, go do that and then come bring it back home. You know what I'm saying? But you can literally have a foundation here, live here, start something here, and thrive here. You know what I mean? I always say I look Nashville as my home base and we travel everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like I go to LA, I go to New York, we do shows everywhere, but I live in Nashville. There's nothing wrong with saying you live in Nashville, bro. You ain't gotta say you gotta go to LA, live there, and make yourself feel cooler. You ain't gotta go to Atlanta, make yourself feel cool like there's stuff going on. Just drive your head, that's a 4-hour drive. It's a 30-minute flight. Did you want to go down there, kick it, boom, 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 tell them what's going on in your city, and bring them up here.
Yeah.
Then show them, like, be hospitable. Bring them people you meet outside the city, bring here. Some crisis said, man, a long time ago, that shit stuck me to the day I die. I said every interview I do. You can't always put on for your city if you're always in your city.
You have to go out. You have to show people what Nashville is.
Oh no, bro.
I mean, you outside. You outside.
I'm outside. When I go to Dallas and I go mess with Charleston White,
Yeah.
he know.
No, you outside. No, you him. 04. That's my boy. 04. Like I mean, I know.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I'm
Otis, yeah, we out
Otis.
there.
That's my only big homie.
Oh, yeah,
People
yeah.
act like who do I look at like as a real one like it? Otis.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I don't got no other like I got a music industry home, but I folk like it like they 20 times. And only two guys who have like set me down, told me something real, didn't put their ego into the conversation. Didn't, hey man, you doing your thing, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, but you might want to try like see if you can do this. Holler at this person. Real advice, you know what I mean? So I rock over like it. That's a real Leo audience, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? All of them.
I'm gonna link up with him later on today.
And my boy, tell myself what's up, man. My boy.
Yeah, but look, man, where can the people find you? Your social media handles, man. Your anything, email.
He don't use his social
Yeah.
media.
Oh, you don't?
He's
Okay.
childish. We're gonna fix that this year too. Because he's an extraordinary. They gotta know who he
You
is.
gotta know he's the mastermind.
It is what it is, but you gotta be on the face of the thing. Follow 61 Tribe everywhere. 61 Tribe, SIXONETRIBE at everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't care where you go. TikTok, YouTube, 61 Tribe. You can follow me at Slab, GWESLAB everywhere. Spotify. New single for Tribe is out now. Paradise Lost featuring myself, Andre Wolf, Black Whistling, Rio Tokyo. My solo single just dropped. Trending Topic is out right now. Produced by Smokey Hendrix. He produced the Tribe single. He produces as well. Don't let that just engineer. I mean, you feel me?
He's trying to pull back. I know.
No, I get it. No, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. That's what he loves to do that way. So we have that good dynamic like that.
Right.
So you can follow the Tribe everywhere you go. If you follow the Tribe, you follow all the members there too. You'll find all the members on the pages and stuff like that. We have 16 members, videographers. Shout out to Todd and Nona, the house owners of the big studio we have and stuff like that. The whole team, if you part of Tribe, you know you part of Tribe. You know what I mean? You already kind of know what's going on, man. 6-1 Tribe.
Y'all have it. Stay tuned.